Hello and thank you for joining us. My name's Nick Ellis with PC Computer Guy, and we're talking about how you can telecommute during the Corona COVID-19 virus outbreak of 2020. And the last topic that we're going to talk about is VPNs and how you can use VPNs. A VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. You've probably heard tons and tons of different radio commercials on buying VPN services and how they'll make you safer. And much of it is true. Some of it is a little bit overhyped and not quite accurate and designed to get you to be terrified with using the internet without a VPN and go ahead and subscribe for the service. And a VPN is a great thing to use. I use VPNs very regularly, almost all the time, for privacy, security, and just to make sure that my information is not being spied on. So let's look at one of the two methods here. I've got this graphic here, and this method of using VPNs is not designed to help you connect into work, but to allow you to connect to public hotspots or even home and keep people from spying on you and tracking your data and recording information about you. So if you create a VPN connection, so here's your computer, and you'll have a VPN server somewhere over here that you connect to, and then that VPN server will be linked to the internet. So your computer makes a connection between your computer and the server over here. Anything that flows between those 2 points of information is encrypted with very strong encryption. So it's basically impossible for anybody along the way to see what information you're transmitting back and forth. So this graphic right here is demonstrating internet service providers. They can't sit there and spy on you and watch what they're doing because this is encrypted. So all they see is encrypted data. So they're repelled away. Same thing with hackers trying to capture information about you. This is particularly true if you connect to a public hotspot like a McDonald's or a Starbucks hotspot, something like that. It's potential that they pick up or can spy on information that you're doing, including some sensitive information. Now, remember I told you it's a little bit over hyped, the threat of these guys picking up information on you. They make it sound like it's crazy easy. It's really not. When you connect to a bank, for example, you'll notice in the address bar up here, it says HTTPS. That S stands for a secure connection. So it's an encrypted connection itself. So even without a VPN, my link between my internet service provider and Google is already encrypted. So you see the little padlock here. So without a VPN, there's already encryption taking place for this website. Now, not everything is HTTPS, but really a lot of things these days are. So that's why I say that it's a little bit overhyped, but I still have one and I still use it because I just want that extra layer of security, and VPNs these days are extremely cheap. So this right here is the type of VPN that can protect you from a public hotspot. And why not use it to protect yourself and add that extra layer of protection? Another type of VPN for telecommuting is the type of VPN that will allow you to work remotely. Now, you need to have a server set up in your office in order for this to be useful. Some companies will have this. I'm just going to describe it here briefly. It's setting up the VPN server is beyond the scope of this article, but I just wanted to describe how it works. Let's say I'm at home and I work for whatever company over here. So what I'll do is my computer will create a VPN connection into the company network, the company's VPN server. Once I've created that VPN connection that travels over the internet, this VPN connection, once again, is encrypted with very strong encryption. They're pretty secure. Once I've made that connection, it is now as if my computer at home is in the office network. So that's what a VPN does in that type of situation. This would allow you access to a server, for example, that isn't available on the public internet for security reasons, but is available in the office network. We actually use this exact technology. One of my employees, Zach, when he needs to do remote access support, we have a primary system that has the remote access software. And so when he's at home, he'll connect to our server that has the remote access software through the VPN, because I don't want to use what's called remote desktop on the internet. It's a pretty unsafe thing to do. So my remote desktop is not allowed access to the internet. So what he does is he creates a VPN connection into our PC Computer Guide network, and then once he's in the PC Computer Guide network, he can then access the resources on the network, in this case our TeamViewer remote access support. So he can't get to that TeamViewer remote access support directly through the internet, but he can once he does the VPN connection. So this is how it works for businesses. Over here in our this is our tech tip article that's discussing it. My provider of choice is a company called PIA, so we'll kind of go through setting it up here really quickly. There's a couple different ways to set it up. So I'm going to click on this link here, and we're taken to private internet access. If you need to create an account, their speeds are excellent, and they're tried and true. I've actually researched a bunch of VPN providers, because one of the things you need to be concerned with is if all of your traffic is being funneled to over here, this in our situation would be PIA, private internet access, can you really trust that they are not watching your information at this point? Because everything that you do is now being sent through that connection. So it is possible for them to watch you right here at the end of the VPN. So government, or hackers, if they have access to it. There was one of the VPN providers, NordVPN, had quite a big issue with this, where hackers got access to their servers, their VPN servers, and therefore were able to watch the information over here. So you have to trust the provider. PIA has been tested, tried and true. I've done quite a bit of research on that. So that's who I choose to use, and they're really inexpensive. If you buy it for a year, let's go to the buy VPN option. Let's see here. Yeah. So if you buy it, wow, they actually reduced the price lower than what I'm paying right now. So 2 months free. If you buy yearly, it's $285 a month. It was I pay $333 a month or something. And the speeds that I get through the VPN, that's one thing to keep in mind, is that it will slow things down because it's encrypting all of the traffic with very strong encryption. So that adds a lot of overhead. But I'm impressed. These guys, I'm able to do speed tests of over 100 megabit with all the encryption, which is faster than most people's internet connections can even support anyways. So you may not notice a slowdown, and if you do, it's going to be not that significant. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into my account here. But yeah, you would create your account, and then we'll look at the next step. All right, so now that I'm logged in with my account, I have this option to download their software. I'm going to choose the 64-bit version and save this. Once it's done downloading, we're going to go ahead and launch it. Oh, I downloaded the wrong one. Let's go back over here, get the right one. Yours will probably be the 64-bit one. Since this is a virtual machine, it must have been set up with 32-bit Windows. So when you're going through the installation, say yes to this, install. It's creating a virtual network adapter. So you have your regular network card, whether it's wireless or hardwired. Well, this is creating a virtual wire adapter to funnel all the information through, right? So we'll do the quick tour here just so that you could see that. Choose our theme. I like the dark theme. And VPN protection. So they're telling you, these are all the different things that it supports, which is pretty much everything. And then we'll go ahead and log in. When we're on our login, we'll go ahead and before I log in, I'll show you right now. Let's do a new tab. What is my IP? Right now, this is the IP address that is being shown to Google, right? So let's go back to the software, which will be running down here. Go ahead and log in. Once I'm logged into the software, right now it's set on auto, meaning choose the best server available. But you could always click on it, right? And then here's all the different VPN servers. And because VPN is great for connecting all over the world, you can actually choose in all of these countries. There's lots of different countries they support. One thing that I like about PIA, there was a situation where the Korean government was demanding direct access to their servers to spy on the network traffic, and PIA basically wiped the servers and shut down their service there instantaneously because they're protecting your privacy. That's what they're in the game for, right? Let's go ahead and I'll choose this Berlin connection here just to demonstrate. And then right here's the turn it on. So if I hit this, it's creating the connection right now. I'll choose this home network option here. And now that we're connected, if we click down here and we'll find PIA, there it is. It's still working on connecting. Now it's connected. And so now you see this is the IP address that Google saw that we were at. If I reload this page, look, things are in German now. And so when we check what our IP address is, as far as Google knows, we are now in Germany. And this is a different IP address, obviously, than mine. So anything I do on the internet doesn't come back to me. It goes to this IP address in Germany. This is what makes it impossible for you to be spied and tracked on for any kind of purposes. And so I think it's a great utility and tool, and I use it all the time. Now, if you do this app, down the full app, like I just did here, this sends all of your data. Everything on your computer goes through that VPN connection. So remember we talked about Telegram the other day. Telegram will go through there. If you have instant messengers or whatever, all of the traffic, every program goes through the VPN. You may or may not want that. That could create an issue for you. So I'm going to turn this off here and just show you that there's another route that you can use. We can search for the browser plugin. So right here, private internet access for Firefox. That's what we're using here. So if I click on this and hit add to Firefox, I'd like to say allow this to run in the private window as well. Hit OK. And with that in place, right here we have our PIA. We can choose to enable or disable some of the other features. I'm going to log in here. Your username is going to be some random number and letter thing, so just keep that in mind. You'll have to write that down somewhere. All right, so we're going to go ahead and connect to the VPN like we want. So it's checking right now the different options that it has available. That's where it says calculating latency to see which servers it's recommending. And now that that's done, that took it about a minute or so to do. It's having us once again automatic US, and again you can click here just like you can with the other application I showed you and decide where you want to connect. But you click the power button, now we're connected. This is different than using the app down here. The app down here funnels everything through the VPN, which may be what you want or may not be what you want. I do most of it this way because I have servers and things like that that I need to have access to on my local network, and that can create a problem. So I do it through my web browser app. So here now only Firefox is working through the VPN, but Telegram down here is not working through the VPN. And so the same thing, if I do what is my IP, you see this is a different IP address than the one that we originally have. I now have a secure connection between my computer and PIA's VPN server in Chicago. And let's just do a quick speed test. Remember, VPNs will slow down your traffic. And so now you see the test running. My download is still 140 megabit per second. Now, I have a lot more bandwidth available to me, but my download was 140 megabit. My upload was 151 megabit. Most people's internet connections are nowhere near this. And frankly, if you have internet above 50 megabit per second, you're not going to really notice any difference between 50 and 60 and 70 unless you're downloading massive files. So this is how VPN works, what it does for you, how it protects you, and how it doesn't protect you as well. And like I said, my recommendation is private internet access. And you can get that by going to the PC Computer Guy website, pccomputerguy.com, and do /VPN, or make sure you're reading our tech tip articles that we have up talking about how to telecommute. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a good day. Take care of yourself. My name is Nick Ellis, and I am the owner of PC Computer Guy. Our number is 317-883-7224, and our website is www.pccomputerguy.com.